Hey everyone! So today I thought, as most of you seem to enjoy my hair related videos, I would do another one for you. But this one is going to be my hair journey. I thought I would do this as, since I've been on YouTube, in most of my videos I've had blonde hair, which is really boring, and I've actually had a lot of different hair colours. I've made a slideshow on my laptop of all the different hair colours that I could find pictures of. So if I'm looking down, I'm looking at my laptop, so I apologise if that's annoying. Also, I know that there are quite a few different hair colours that I don't have any pictures of, so if I can remember when they were, I'll try and just like say, oh, at this point I had this colour hair, so hopefully it'll work. Okay, so this is me as a child. I always had naturally blonde, really white blonde hair, and I think through most of my childhood I had a fringe. In primary school I always used to have little temporary like washout dyes that came in like a tube with a applicator thing on the end. I used to do like random like copper streaks and blue fringe, green fringe, but I never had any pictures of those because obviously I was a lot younger and I didn't really think to take any pictures of myself at that point, so damn. This is my hair naturally, but when I was a bit older, I think I was about 12 at this point, I actually dyed my hair all over an auburn colour, which I don't have a picture of, but then after that I dyed it all brown, as you can see in this picture. Then I had it cut short and it started to fade to a sort of gingery brown, so then I was like, oh no, I can't be bothered. So I bleached it and then it looked like this. It still had some brown underneath, but then it was a temporary brown dye I used, so that washed out and the bleach grew out and sort of blended in with my natural hair, so then it looked like this. Then I took the plunge and dyed it all a pink in school holidays. I think this was in year 9. Then that faded out and then I had to dye it back blonde for school again in September. Then I kept putting little random streaks of like pink and purple in my hair, but school didn't agree with it, so then I just put in some streaks of brown like under my fringe and down here. And I liked that for a while, but then I was like, no, it's boring, so I dyed all my hair red, which I absolutely loved. But again, school was not a fan of it, so I had to put in some brown lowlights to sort of dull down the colour a bit. And I had that for a little while. I decided I didn't like the brown with the red, so I just wanted bright red and then black underneath. And I had that for a while. Then I bleached out the red so I could go blue for the next summer holidays, which was so pretty. I really loved the faded out colour more than the actual bright colour though. Like, oh, it looks so good. Then I dyed it back red and black, my usual school hair, and then I bleached out the red again so I could go pink for download. This was in 2011. Then I dyed it blue again for my prom, and then as I didn't have school anymore because I finished school, I decided I didn't want black in my hair anymore, so I bleached it all, trying to get the black out of the bottom of my hair, and it didn't look that great, but this actually really damaged my hair, you'll see in a minute. Then I dyed it like a bluey purple. Then I tried to dye it red with Affinage Red, but it just went pink for some reason, but I'm quite happy that it did because it just faded out to my blonde. Look how happy I was, because then I could just go back different colours. And then I started putting in some random bits of pink in my hair and had a pink dip dye on the ends. My hair's really damaged here, that's extensions, and I didn't even cut it. Then I dyed it turquoise. Look how fucking damaged it is, it's so bad. But then I dyed it like a dark green, but it always looked really blue in pictures, which really annoyed me. Then I dyed my hair orange, which was really bright orange and it looked really cool. but then that faded out when I was in Spain. Then when I got back I dyed it purple, like all quite dark purple. And then I bleached out the purple so I could go silver. And then I let that fade back to blonde, and then I went mint green. And I thought that was pretty. Then I dyed it like a baby pink with purple and turquoise underneath. I also got a fake fringe, but yeah, pink. Then I went back blonde again, and I just did some work for a while. Then I dyed my hair the mermaid ombre with the pink, purple and turquoise, which I absolutely adored. Then I went back blonde again. I know after this I had half my hair mint green and half my hair lavender, but I don't have a picture of that again. Then I tried to use the Wella Koleston Perfect to do the silver, but I did a ratio of 1:1 I think instead of 1:2, so it came out like this really like steel grey blue. Then I went back blonde again. Then I dyed my hair all like a lilac colour. And then I went silver. And then I did like a pastel blue into purple ombre. And then that faded out and I had silver for a little while. And then I did another ombre but with like a slightly darker than mint green colour into purple. I quite like the purple, as you can probably tell. Then I went back blonde again because I was doing Christmas work, and then I dyed my hair like a purpley pink, and then I went a lighter pink, and then I went more purpley pink, and then I went like silvery purple, and then I went silver again, and then purple, and then that's basically it, just different variations of like silver, purple and pink. It's just... So that brings us to now. So I hope that was interesting for you. If you have any video requests, make sure you leave them in the comments down below, and give it a thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see you in my next video. Mwah.